I'm going to digitize a marsh scene. I'll be tracing out a full-size diagram. First thing we're going to do here is define the 4 points of the diagram using Logic Trace software. You can see there I'm touching the 4 corners of the diagram. That defines my workspace. And the first selection we're going to make is the circle command. You'll notice when you use the circle command, the computer echoes back the diameter. That gives you a chance to change it or correct it or accept it. Circle command is very simple. You're just touching 3 spots. Now I'll start tracing out some of the internal parts. This is an interesting marsh scene because you've got butterflies, you've got birds, and you've got all those reeds and the cattails. And as usual, you'll see the red pencil on my table. I use that to keep track of where I start tracing the vectors. Also, it keeps track of what I've done. On most of these internal tracings, I'm just using the trace command. I also save my work frequently. Just every once in a while, I'll just stop what I'm tracing and create a file. Saving files brings out a good point here. When you save your work, the computer saves a work copy. That work copy can reload it. Say you want to take a break or continue on the next day, you would just load up that work copy and continue tracing. The format extension on that work copy is TLG. One unique feature is the ability of the program to extend the control window to another device like a cell phone or an iPad. What makes this really handy is that you can have those controls right beside you as you trace. You can switch from tracing to line command, etc. right quickly without going back to the main program. I find the software easy to use and it's fast. And it has the ability to be saved in a lot of different formats: DXF, PolyDXF, SVG, or PDF. This marsh scene is going to look good printed with a vinyl printer, colored up, and heat transferred to a canvas tote bag. The other thing to remember here is the program has a lot of options and setup features that you can configure this program to suit your own needs. Like for instance, I prefer the line width to be 0.5. I want the drawing line just like a black thread. Another worthwhile point to mention is that this software can run on a Mac. The diagram looks quite detailed, but actually it's very easy to trace out. Just keep track of where you are and what you're doing. I'm getting close now to finishing up with the tracing, so I'm going to save that final DXF file. I'll load that file now into CorelDRAW, where I'll set up the colors and set up the cut contour and save it as an EPS format for vinyl print. The EPS format is required for the program called VersaWorks, and that's what runs the printer. The print is now started. I always print a couple of graphics to take care of the 20-inch piece of vinyl. Makes it more cost effective. Also note here that after the images are printed, the print goes back into the printer to be cut out. That's what the cut contour is all about. Now that the print is complete, it's removed and weeded. Then the pre-mask is applied and we're all set for the heat transfer. Once the heat transfer process is complete, you remove that pre-mask and the tote bag is done. It looks good.